It feels weird, but trust me, you have thousands upon thousands of nerve endings that sit in your belly button. And it's like literally a port. It sucks it right up and it like distributes it throughout your body. Hey guys, so I wanted to get on here today. First of all, I want to thank everybody for all the love and support and the comments and the likes and such. Um, but I wanted to get on today to talk to you about the things that I've done that contributed to this weight loss. So, for those of you who might be new, I started at 221 pounds on February 28th. And today, I believe, is, let me see, April 7th, and I'm down to 204 pounds. Um, so there's some key things that I feel truly contributed, but I'm going to give you everything and then kind of highlight those things that really have helped. So one thing is I hate water. So as much as I hate it, I know that it's essential when it comes to flushing out the system, when you're doing any types of cleanse, any type of detox, and such. So, water intake is number one. Another thing I started doing is working with castor oil, whether that's on the skin or, putting it into smoothies periodically. I've been doing that. I've also started taking chia seeds because chia seeds have that really good fat that you need and it's very essential. Those three things right there are key. Um, Chia seeds, try to put that in to your yogurts, like if you're doing Greek yogurt, smoothies, things like that. The next thing I did was I took a good inventory of what I was putting into my system on a daily basis because I really didn't eat crazy. Like I wasn't constantly eating, but I was picking the wrong things to eat. Red meat. I was eating red meat on a regular basis. Ever since, if you've watched my previous video, you heard about my horror story with my um, the birth of my daughter and losing all the blood and everything. So I adapted red meat on a regular basis to help with my iron and help with my hemoglobin levels. I don't not eat it, but it's not on the menu on a regular basis at all. It's more of a, oh, we're going to go out to eat. I might get a steak type of thing. Or we're going out for lunch. I might grab a burger. I am eating more chicken or turkey. Next thing I would say is I upped protein, Greek yogurt, my chicken, eggs, things like that. Just making sure that that protein intake is up. Um, from there, I also started to eliminate certain things. So I am a half and half junkie. When it comes to coffee, like if the cup is this big, I am this much coffee and the rest is half and half, which obviously has horrible calories to it, lots of fat. Um, I had to pretty much remove coffee for a good period of time until I was able to find a substitute creamer that was able to give me the satisfaction or close to. Um, and that was Oatly sweet cream. So oat milk, basically. An oat milk creamer that has the sweetness to it, but still has that thickness that creates that same type of texture or smoothness to the coffee. And then the main thing, and this is the one that I really truly believe has helped me significantly, is intermittent fasting. I started doing my research on that and looked into, he's creepy sometimes. I apologize. He's whispering and asking, what are you doing? Are you okay? I'm fine, Kiki. Thank you. But yeah, so I started doing intermittent fasting, started researching that and everything. And um, I am the I am just unfortunate in the fact that I get migraines, and I used to get migraines on a regular basis until I was kind of able to kind of pinpoint why I was getting the migraines. Artificial sweeteners are out of the question for me. They actually make me have these migraines called migraine with aura. And if you've ever had one, you know just how excruciating that pain can be. And just the symptoms, how parallel they are with having a stroke. So aspartame, stevia, Splenda, all that type of stuff is off the table. But when it came to intermittent fasting, I also know that when I don't eat first thing in the morning, I get a migraine and it'll stick around until I eat. So I had to kind of ease myself into intermittent fasting because the the setup that I'm doing is from 11 to 7, I can have my calories, but the rest of the night into that morning, the following morning, I cannot. Like I'm just drinking water or things with no calories, like green tea, things like that. And when I'm talking green tea, I'm talking like hot green tea, freshly steeped, organic, all that type of stuff. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, so it took me a bit to get there, but now I make sure that I do not eat anything prior to 11 o'clock. And then up until 7 o'clock, I can have my calorie intake. The next thing is my calorie deficit. So hear me here, because when it comes to calorie deficit, you need to do it the right way and you don't want to harm yourself in the process. You need to have your calorie intake. I know myself. I know myself well enough that if I tell myself 1,500 calories is all I can have, I am going to push that limit. I am going to sneak an extra this or that are really going to end up being detrimental, that I either plateau or I gain. So I know myself well enough that I set myself up for a 1,200 calorie deficit. Okay. And that's because I know that Stacy is going to sneak an extra this or that throughout the day, or extra serving, whatever. So know that I am not hitting that 1,200 calorie deficit. I am definitely closer to that 1,500 calorie deficit. And that has significantly helped as well. So to me, the intermittent fasting and the calorie deficit are what have been key in my weight loss. However, all those other things have been very beneficial. When I talk about castor oil, I always want you to know that you need to do your own research, because there are so many things that can go wrong with using castor oil. So when I use castor oil, especially on my body, it's less of a concern. When I take it internally, it's a concern. So do your research, find somebody that you can trust to give you the insight that you need for yourself, not just for them, and what works for them. But get that information. So for example, I have somebody locally to me, literally like right across the street, no lie. It's a health food store. I have spoken to her numerous times. She is well versed with castor oil. So I was able to, give her my scenario and ask her insight. Castor oil, when used on the skin, you can use it to help with stretch marks, which is something I'm actually starting to do currently. And that's because since I've been losing so much weight, I have a lot of extra skin hanging, a lot of stretch marks that are starting to appear, and I want those to be taken care of. Castor oil, seriously, they call it the palm of Christ. People say it's because of the shape of the plant itself. However, the leaves of the plant itself. However, me personally, have attributed to just, him being healer, right? Being Jehovah Rapha and being able to just heal. So that's where I kind of, it's weird, but that's where I kind of accredit the palm of Christ to. But it has been known to heal bone spurs, like completely disintegrate tumors, get rid of cancer. Like seriously, do your research, because it is absolutely amazing what this herb or oil can do. But anyway, so using it on stretch marks is a great way to use it. Belly button application. I cannot stress this enough. Sounds ridiculous. Put a big old glob at night in your belly button. It's weird. It feels weird, but trust me, you have thousands upon thousands of nerve endings that sit in your belly button. And it's like literally a port. It sucks it right up and it like distributes it throughout your body. Castor oil can also be used for hair and skin and all these other different things to just help, right? You can use it with, what is it? Cayenne pepper and put it on skin tags if you have a development of skin tags. Side note, I learned this recently. Skin tags, if you've never had them before and you start developing them mid-age, it's because your hormones are shifting. Another thing, and you need to know this when it comes to my weight loss, I was in a very toxic relationship for the past 6 years. It only really got toxic 3 years ago when he picked up a gambling addiction or relapsed into a gambling addiction that I never experienced with him before. And that really took a toll on me because I was like basically babysitting a grown man, making sure that he wasn't messing up. And it was bad. It was bad. And when he left, that's when my weight really started to come off. And I truly believe that I was in fight or flight mode, that I had cortisol buildup because I had this huge squishy patch right here on my, the base of my neck, at the top of my shoulders. And it was just a fat. Like if you look at some of my reels where I show my weight loss, you will see it. It just literally like was a hump on my back or at the base of my neck. And that was because of cortisol buildup and because I was in fight or flight mode. My body was in survival mode trying to just make it through each day. So when I say in some of my reels and everything or in some of my videos that I was literally drowning myself to save somebody else, I truly was. My body was screaming for me to get it help and I just didn't. I was too hyper focused on him and saving him and getting my family back together to what it once was and at the expense of myself. And it was so unfair, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it until it was over. And now I know, and I won't put myself in that scenario ever again. But yeah, so being removed from that toxic scenario also helped me as well. It was like, it's crazy. Like, it's just a little over a month since this relationship ended. And though I miss him, I'm not going to say I don't care about the man anymore. I care about him, but I'll care about you from a distance. I'll talk to Jesus about you. I don't need to deal with you in my everyday life. You want to see your daughter? Cool, because you should, but no. Anyway, in a month's time to have this much freedom and feel good and not be sad about the lost relationship is crazy to me because that's not who I normally am, right? Well, let's face it. I stayed in the relationship time after time, 3 times that he messed up and continued to stick around and stand by him. But this last one, I can't, nothing can be redeemed there in our relationship. So it is what it is. But those are the things that I've done. And if you have questions, feel free to write them down in the comments. If you want me to deep dive into anything else a little bit more, I will gladly do that for you. But yeah, that's what helped contribute to, to losing 17 pounds in a little over a month and a week. It's crazy, but it's true. I hope you guys have a wonderful, today is Sunday here in, as I'm recording and everything, and I'm in Pennsylvania and it's beautiful blue skies outside. If it's beautiful in your area, no matter what day it is, go out and enjoy it. I hope you're blessed today and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.